name is Joesallee, Joesallee. I am here with Duke. I'm going to get him to introduce himself, tell us his name, and spell his name.
My name is Dewey, D-E-W-E-Y, Duke, D-U-K-E, Kays, K-A-Y-S.
Alright, I'm here to do an interview with Mr. Duke. He's an actor. He was in the movie Stripes, and Dukes of Hazzard, and some other films.
Yeah, I've done Elvis commercial back in the mid-'80s, doing Elvis on Channel 32 for like 8 months. Done some comedy shows, done Elvis in nightclubs.
I know I'm a big fan of Elvis.
Yeah.
Alright. My first question is, what transpires you to attend the casting call?
Well, I heard about it on the radio, and I was driving a little Austin Healey Sprint in 1962, and they said that they was having a casting call in Louisville at a big hotel there, and I heard about it, and I went home, and they said bring a picture, and I took a picture with me, and I was standing in a line for way back in line, and they turned people away, and then I went up to write down where they was going to be doing their next audition, because acting was my dream. That's what I wanted to do, you know, be a performer and actor. And so when I went up to write down where they was going to be next, the lady standing at the door, she was her name was Olivia Maggart at the time, and she was the head of the Kentucky Film Commission. And she asked me if I brought a picture, and I did. Actually a picture that with my rifle there. And she told me to turn this away and that away, and she told me to come on back. And so they took me on back, and I auditioned for her. And they said, well, they may call me in a couple of weeks, so they did. And I went back and had to audition again for Ivan Reitman, the director of Stripes. And then they called me back for another audition. I went back and auditioned for Dan Goldberg, which was the producer. And then later on they called me out and asked me if I'd be available for a few weeks and mind getting my hair cut. So I did, and I started in Stripes down there at the old Trailway station in Louisville, Trailways bus station. They had it called the Blue Motor Coach Company, and that's where the signs back there came from. And that's how I actually got started into it.
Alright, question number 2. Who was your biggest inspiration to become an actor?
Elvis. You know, I always knew him, and I wanted to do a James Bond, but you know, I never got the opportunity for that. But that's why I call that one picture up there my James Bond look. You know, when I done some modeling, but pretty much Elvis was a big inspiration of my whole life, because my mom went out with him, and I was named after the guy that played the first Elvis record on the radio, and I knew him. So,
question number 3. How old was you when you got your first acting gig?
22.
Question number 4. What was it like to working with John Candy, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, and Bill Paxton in Stripes?
Well, me and John Candy become really good friends, and I stayed in contact with him up until he died. And Bill Murray was pretty cool, you know. I didn't really hang out with Bill a lot, but I hung out with John Candy and Judge Reinhold mostly. Harold Ramis was supposed to have me an audition set up for James Garner's sidekick if I'd have stayed in Hollywood. And John Snyder was going to get me signed up with Anderson's Graphic if I'd have stayed. And Judge Reinhold was going to let me stay with him, you know, if I'd have stayed in Hollywood. And he actually came down and spent a few weeks with me a couple of times, and I fixed him up a 57 Chevy, and he took it back to Hollywood with him, so he was a real nice guy.
Number 5. Were you nervous when you got into show business?
No, not really. I mean, I already done, you know, some local stuff, you know, here and there. But like I say, that was my dream, and so I wasn't really nervous. And being around all the actors, most of them were just like sitting here talking to you. You know, there was a few of them that's got their nose in the air, but that I've met, you know. But most of them are just like sitting around talking to you.
So it's like big happy family working with like John Candy, because he become a big star.
Oh yeah, John Candy was already pretty well known. He'd already been on Second City TV and stuff, you know. He was already pretty well known, and he was a lot of fun. He was a big cut up even in person, you know.
Question 6. How did you hear about the casting call?
On the radio. Heard about it on the radio that they was taking auditions and stuff. My in-laws all laughed at me, you know, saying, you're just an old country boy, and you know how many thousands of people that's trying to get into this and stuff. Said, but I did it.
I heard that many a times myself.
You know, I rubbed it in a little bit too on them when after I got it. I said, yeah, this old dumb country boy did it.
Hey, it was worth it after all.
Yep. Got to live a little bit of my dream. You know, I had a wife and baby back here though, and a job at GE, and GE called me back to work, and it's come back to my responsibilities or stay with my dream. And I took my responsibilities really. And I thought there'd be more stuff come to Kentucky, and I'd get into more things, but there really hadn't been that much until here lately. And I really like to get back into it.
Number 7. What other shows have you been into besides Stripes and Dukes?
Well, I've done the Elvis commercial for like 8 months on Channel 32 local, and then I've haven't been in any other shows actually. I've done comedy shows at like the Comedy Caravan, and I toured with the Chuck Porter Comedy Showcase for a while, and done some meet and greet things, and came in second place at State Fair doing Elvis.
That's amazing.
You know.
Question number 8. Would you go back to acting if excuse me. Would you go back to acting if you had the opportunity to?
Well, sure I would. Sure would, because like I said, that's my dream. You know, that's what I wanted to do. You know, and there just really hadn't been a lot of other stuff in Kentucky, you know, until, like I said, here in the past little bit, they've been bringing more to Kentucky. And I haven't really tried out for anything. I don't have an agent now. You know, I used to have an agent. And if I'd have stayed in Hollywood, I was going to sign up with Anderson's Graphic. That's who John Snyder was with.
Number 9. Did you plan on becoming an actor?
Well, I dreamed about it, and then when the time arose, I took the opportunity, you know. And so, yeah, I would really want it to be.
It's always good to follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Now, on my question number 10. You have any questions for us?
I can't think of any right off the hand. I mean, I know you're getting into sound, and you're getting into what?
Film, digital film.
Part of it?
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, what you all's plans on? What are y'all planning on doing?
Well, my plan on is open up a recording studio.
Yeah.
Get going in it.
I had a buddy did that, Jason Frank, and I was his first victim.
Well, they call my cameraman here Mooch Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they call me Bigfoot.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm actually working on set through a company called TFP or TPF. They're out of E-Town. They do like horror movies and stuff.
Oh yeah,
And
that's cool.
in March. I'm gonna be like running a grip and working with a key grip guy.
There you go.
That's my first time
y'all
working.
Remember me?
I'll bring your name up.
Well, Duke, I'm proud to have this interview with you.
Well, I appreciate it.
And this is Bigfoot out.